For eye protection, it starts from the frame selection that we are in, the lens material, and the lens function. Last time, we always focus only on the lens index or the lens coating, all these things. Nowadays, lens development on the eyewear itself has gone beyond the material. It is focusing more into the functions of your individual lifestyle. Okay, so we will cover that also. So now let's go and look at how we do a frame selection. Okay, normally there's three major types of frames. Okay, a rimless, a rimlon, and a full frame. So depends on your habit. If you are a person that is careless, so normally what we recommend is that you choose a full frame. So it will be much more rugged. Okay, rimless is the most weak kind of design, although it's light, but it breaks easily. Okay, so next thing is that when you choose a frame for yourself, no matter whether it's a sunglass or it's a prescriptive eyewear, try to choose an Asian fit eyewear for yourself. Okay, there is always two types of designs. One is an Asian fit, one is a European fit. Okay, basically is that the frame angle itself, the pentascopic angle, okay, the front curve, the temple length, as well as the nose pads are different. So there's four major points that you need to take note. So normally, the most common one is that when you are doing an Asian fit, okay, the nose pad itself is much more bigger than the European fit. And looking at the temper, that means the leg of the, what you call that, the eyewear, okay, the temper itself is much more longer for Asians compared to a European version. Okay, these are two major features that you can see on the frame. And normally the opticians will also tell you this is actually meant for Asian fit on a European fit. Next thing is the base curve of the frame. Don't, because of the style of the frame itself, you choose the frame that is not suitable for yourself. The base curve itself plays a very important role. So normally for Asians, we have a much more flatter feature compared to a European. Okay, so frames that have base curve of 6, 8, and 9 are actually designed for Europeans. Okay, they are not designed for Asians. Okay, next thing, when it comes to a lens function, in the past, we always say that the lens must be multi-coated so that there's no reflection. The lens must change color under the hot sun, or even like a mirror that people cannot see our eyes, or a certain coating that actually prevent water from sticking onto the lens. These are all the traditional questions the optician will guide you through when choosing a lens itself. Okay, for the future that is coming up, okay, over the last 2 years, lens development has actually changed a lot. All right, it goes into high clarity lens. It's all personalized. The lens are designed for your work. Okay, so like Hikris lens, they are actually designed for those people that do selfie, that do media work, that the lens has no reflection, and it's also cut off the blue lights. Okay, then we got the Bluvisor lens, that the lens is designed to cut off 80% of the blue light that is emitting out from the screen or any light, blue light source. Then for the industries, okay, industries, they also are trying to catching up. All right, they got the Bluvisors with anti-fog lens. Okay, that means the lens will not get fogged out when they are sweating under the sun or whatsoever, or they come out from the aircon room to somewhere hot, or from somewhere hot going into somewhere cold. Then the latest development in the industries is that you got the Redvisor that is coming out. Okay, Redvisors is something close to a Bluvisor, okay, which not just cut off the blue ray, they also cut off the harmful red infrared that will burn off the cornea. Okay, then now you can actually see advertisement in the newspaper like, okay, antibacterial. Because of the COVID, the lens are coated with antibacterial so that they will, prevent the spreading of COVID. Okay, and remember the case of the riot in Hong Kong? Okay, the police are, the riots actually shine laser beams into the police force. So because of that incident in Hong Kong, anti-laser lens has been developed for all frequencies. It's not just that we are able to block a red frequency laser or a green frequency laser. Nowadays, the lens we are able to develop is that we are able to lock and block all frequencies of lasers. All right. And of course, these are meant for industrial use. Okay, let's take a look at on this image itself. All right, on how a Hizar lens is. Okay, you can see the water droplets doesn't stick on top of the lens. All right, so on a rainy day nowadays, when you buy a pair of lenses, it's actually coated with Hizar. Okay, whereby on a rainy day, you don't see water droplets from the rain itself actually sticks on your eyewear. The lens is so smooth that all the water droplets will clear from the lens. Okay, then we come to polarized lens. For people like fishing or these things, you can actually wear a pair of polarized lens to protect your eyes. And actually you can see through the water. You will not face the situation of the water reflection and you cannot see anything into the pond or whatsoever. A polarized lens will cut away all the stray frequencies of the light source and only concentrate on a very unique path of the light source. As what I mentioned earlier, new generations of lens has been created like Hikris, Bluvisors. These are lenses that has very high clarity and low reflection. Okay, and it's good for people that is in the media work as well as those students that like selfies. Sparky mirrors. Okay, this is it's a very traditional kind of lens, but this type of lens nowadays they have generated through more new colors. Okay, as a fashion sunglass, and you also can do a prescripted for yourself. Okay, for blue visors, okay, lens that can cut off blue lights. Okay, when we are talking about lens that's cutting off blue lights, we are actually cutting off, it has the capability to cut off the harmful blue lights from the screen and also the blue lights that is coming out from the lasers. And sun lenses, okay, these are sunglass lenses. Okay, but this generation of sunglass lenses is already independent of what is your lens power. So you will not get a pair of sunglasses that is one side lighter in tone or one side darker in tone. Depends on your eye power. So it is independent of lens power and it comes out both with the same color itself on both eyes. And of course, transition and transmatic photochromic lens. These are the traditional lens that can change color. But nowadays, people are choosing a transition lens or a photochromic lens at changing at high speed. Okay, that means we are talking a target of 30 seconds. Okay, change it to dark. And when it goes indoor, 30 seconds, you change back to white. Okay. And now the anti-fog. So basically what you can see here on the picture is on the left side itself is the lens that is coated with anti-fog and the other one is a normal lens. All right, you can see actually the capability of anti-fog in the market, especially now when we are wearing masks. Okay, anti-fog becomes a new norm into our eyewear. And for safety eyewears, okay, especially those people in high-risk areas, polycarbonate lens is always the in thing for these industries. Okay, it is designed for high impact without breakage. Okay, and new generations of lens like MR8, Trivex material, actually is designed for chemical environment. The lens will not melt in a very high intense chemical environment.